Thanks, Dave. And on behalf of Cold Spring Harbor Laboratories Board of Trustees and our staff and the leadership, I welcome you to the newest DNA Learning Center. I'm so excited that this is finally going to happen. We're also very, very pleased to welcome the Chancellor and Russ Holzler, who's the President of CUNY, and to have a collaboration with CUNY that is just truly amazing. This facility is built for a city which has the largest school system in the country and is also the most diverse and most dense city in the United States. I want to acknowledge and thank our Board of Trustees, and particularly those board members here, our Board Chair Marilyn Simons, who's here, our Board Vice Chair Paul Talman, a Life Trustee and former Chair Jamie Nichols, as well as other trustees who are here, Casey Kogan and Howard Morgan, for their dedication in supporting this facility. And particularly, I want to thank, as Dave did, Cold Spring Harbor trustee Laurie Landau, who, interesting story, when we were talking about starting a learning center, Laurie called me and I was at a science meeting in France, and she called me up and I answered the phone and she said, "We're going to start a DNA Learning Center in New York City." And that was a long time ago, and it's finally come to be. So as Dave mentioned, the DNA Learning Center in Harlem, which we started under Mayor Bloomberg's administration, has been incredibly successful, but I was always worried, since it's in a city school building, that we would not have access to that laboratory for forever. It turns out that they love it and we are still operating one there. But this one, I think, is going to be a game changer. We were able to raise nearly $30 million to make this program happen, including the building of this wonderful facility, but also endowing a lot of the scholarships that enable children from Brooklyn to be able to, and New York City, to be able to come here. I want to acknowledge, and he'll be here soon, Brooklyn Borough President Adams, for his support. He's been very engaged, and the Brooklyn Borough has been very engaged in this activity with help from City Tech. And we look forward to continuing to work with the city to build and promote a science-based economy in New York. And this learning center will be, I think, an important step towards that goal. As president of Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory, I've watched Dave Miklos and his team develop a program over 30 years that is really, truly quite amazing, with technologies and methodologies that make DNA Learning Center programs so effective and unusually accessible. In recognition of these accomplishments, Dave was recently received this year the Bruce Alberts Awards for Excellence in Science Education from the American Society of Cell Biology, and that is a very prestigious education award in sciences. So congratulations, Dave. With this facility in Brooklyn, Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory has achieved another milestone in its long history of science education. We are privileged to collaborate with the City University of New York and City Tech to offer laboratory-based training in molecular biology and genetics, not only to the high school and middle school students in New York, but also to CUNY students, to their teachers and their families. Thank you, Chancellor Rodriguez, for your really amazing partnership and support of this endeavor, and a really big thanks, and I really mean this, to City Tech President Russ Holzler, who's been just really amazing in support of this through the period of getting this facility up and running, for all your support and really rolling up your sleeves, which you've done many times, to make this happen with us. So thank you. With DNA Learning Center New York City, our premise is that the accessibility of research experiences for students not only increases science literacy, which it does, we know that, but it'll help our city's youth understand DNA and genetics that play a critical role in their lives, in their health and life decisions. We are leveraging the technology of Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory, a widely acknowledged world leader in genetics research and education, together with CUNY, the largest public baccalaureate college of technology in the Northeast. Together we'll be able to increase DNA literacy in the country's largest and, as I said, most diverse and dense city. We know from experience that this works. Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory and Dave's team has a 30-year track record in developing and delivering hands-on genetic programs to millions of students worldwide. We have many centers throughout the world, including Australia and Singapore, China, and in Europe, and throughout the United States. In the New York metropolitan area alone, nearly 700,000 students have already taken programs in the DNA Learning Centers. And this center is going to increase that enormously, those numbers enormously. We are now ready to serve the city's 1.3 million student population, 73% which is economically disadvantaged. In an age when genetics is guiding not only medical decisions, but shaping agricultural, environmental policies, and particularly heavily weighed in our courts of law, Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory and CUNY are committed to making hands-on experiences of DNA-based science accessible to this very diverse and interested population. Experiential or active learning, as Dave said, is the secret to training science. And that's the secret to making a student's life tangible and a practical tool. I hope that we'll all enjoy the experience here, and thank you for coming today. We look for an amazing, bright future, a better informed science society in New York, which I think is really be fantastic. And this is a historic day for Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory. The reason is that 130 years ago, the Brooklyn Institute of Arts and Sciences established a summer field station at Cold Spring Harbor in 1890. Biology teachers came from New York City and spent their summers experimenting on the shores of Long Island Sound. This Brooklyn initiative evolved over the years to be the global epicenter of modern biology and genetics. We've had 8 Nobel Prize winners work at Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory. Our facilities include leaders in cancer, neuroscience, quantitative biology, and plant biology, and of course this major program in science education, one of which is the DNA Learning Center program. And the latest discoveries and technological advances in the life sciences are shared with all of these students. So today's event represents Cold Spring Harbor now reaching back to Brooklyn. We are thrilled to have a home in Brooklyn, and we will hope to continue to make Brooklyn proud.